Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad. Today we're doing part one of our interview with Andrew McDonald, the Washoe County Registrar of Voters, all about election security. Coming up on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
This holiday season, say aloha to winning big with the Carson Valley Inn's $250,000 Hawaiian holiday giveaways. Unwrap the fun with $500 Southwest gift cards and mini vacations every Saturday. And $60,000 in grand prize Hawaiian vacations or cash. The islands are calling, only at the Carson Valley Inn.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And we're back on Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad. And we're talking today to the Washoe County Registrar of Voters, Andrew McDonald. So I had you on in October, and there were so many questions I didn't get to. Even after the show, we spent like a half an hour with our producer, Dave, talking about other stuff. So I wanted you to come back. Thank you very much. And we're doing two parts today because, well, there's still a lot of questions. Yeah. So, but I have to acknowledge that over the weekend, I saw this thing on Facebook that Commissioner Mike Clark put out that said, I'm having an exclusive interview with you, by the way, and that he inferred that it was a conflict of interest because I run political campaigns. Well, let me just tell you, I advise candidates on how to win races, not steal elections. So I'm not going to get any inside information from you on these interviews. Yeah. And I'm not exclusive. You've done KRNV. You've kind of, you said you'll talk to anybody anytime. That's so correct. I just want to put it out there that this is not nefarious here at all. So, but I also wanted to chat with you about some of the stuff that we just didn't get to last time. And so the one thing I noticed that the Washoe County Commissioners last month approved the use of new ballot marking machines to provide faster results and more transparency to the public. What are ballot marking machines?
Yeah, we call them BMDs for ballot marking devices. And really, this puts the voters in charge of their ballot. When they go to the vote center, instead of having what we call a VVPAT, voter verified paper audit trail, it's hard to say, that audit trail is kind of rolled up into that VVPAT machine. It's kind of like a paper roll, right? So when they're voting, they're trying to read their votes. It's not accessibility, like 12-point font.
Yeah, I have to squint to look at the little print, yeah.
Yep, the light comes on and it goes off and you feel like, did my vote even get cast, right? Okay. And it did. So it's not like those systems didn't work before, but what we want to do is put a tangible ballot in someone's hands, a voter's hands, when they come in and vote, so they actually have that piece of paper in front of them and they can review their choices after it prints out, and then they can cast it themselves into another, it's another machine. So we can talk about that. But the point is they actually have a tangible piece of paper, that official ballot in their hands. That's just like their mail ballot that arrives, in their mail. So what it's it's really for the voter. It's for voter confidence, the integrity of the election, to say we have a paper ballot as an audit trail. Now, what are ballot marking devices, right? So the tablet that you touch to mark your ballot electronically is the same. We are not changing that. The output of what occurs is the full-length ballot.
Okay.
And we can print up to a 22-inch ballot if we needed to go that route. So the paper tray holds a 22-inch piece of paper. But that's the point, is the output is changing. We're getting that tangible ballot where the voter can cast it. As before, it just rolls up and they walk away and they don't know that their ballot got cast. That's really the difference. We are not swapping out our entire voting system. We have put millions of dollars into our voting system, and it's still good technology. It's still, I guess you could say, the asset hasn't depreciated in that regard.
Okay.
Still many years left to go. So for saving taxpayer money, instead of swapping out the entire voting system, which I did get a quote on, there's only 2 voting systems in the state of Nevada that are certified to be used, and one is ES&S, and one was Dominion, now acquired by Liberty Vote. So we have Liberty Vote. And so I called and told them, like, hey, ES&S, give me a quote on a voting system, a like-for-like replacement on the 2B. The other thing you should know is we have 1,475 voting system devices today, meaning tablets.
Tablets you touch, okay.
I'm trying to right size our environment to 1,200 because whoever bought that in the beginning, whatever reason, they procured, I think, a little bit more than they needed to. So when we go to buy these new ballot marking devices, we're actually slimming down our operation to save taxpayer money, but to right size it at the same time.
Okay.
So that's just another thing that we are doing to make sure that we're not spending over amount of money. Now, I did have the money in a CIP, a capital improvement project fund. So it's not like we're asking taxpayers all of a sudden to fund a new project. Mm-hmm. No, we've had it. We're just spending it in the right way now.
Okay. So we have mail-in ballots, so you can still fill out your mail-in ballot and bring that in and put it into when you drop it off. But that's different from this ballot marking machine where that's when you're in-person voting.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And I'm glad you brought up in mail-in ballot. So if you wanted to come in and drop off your mail ballot, please do so. Mm-hmm. But we're not saying bring in your mail ballot and then go in line and then cast your mail ballot into the machine. Okay. We're not allowing that right now.
Okay.
Maybe a change in the legislature in the future that'll allow that, but that's not being allowed right now. So if you do want to vote in person, you have your mail ballot, please surrender it to us and we'll go through that process. And we'll obviously allow you to come in, check in, and to go through the process to print a full-length ballot and cast it.
Okay. Does it take longer to cast a mail-in ballot versus somebody that votes on site? Because I mean, I just see year after year, it seems like we are slower and slower in getting our results out. So, yeah. Does mail-in ballots kind of slow the system down?
There's more checks and balances. I mean, really, the checks and balances are the same. When I think through it, actually, when you go in person, we are still checking your signature on file.
Right.
So it's no different in that regard because we're still checking your signature on mail ballots too. Mm-hmm. It's just that if that signature doesn't match on the mail ballot the first time, then we are going through your entire voter file. If you've had 20 signatures over the last 20 years that you've changed or slightly different, we will check every single signature on file to ensure that that truly is you.
Right.
And if it's not you, then we'll go through the cure process and I think you might have some questions on curing later.
Okay. So then, will this speed up voting, do you think, if you have the new ballot printing devices, BMDs?
Yeah, ballot marking devices.
Ballot marking devices. Yeah. Will this speed up the process a little bit?
I think it will.
Okay.
And so it really does it on the back end, though, instead of the front end. The front end, the voter is doing the same actions. Again, they're touching the screen, and that's why they're calling it a ballot marking, because you're marking your ballot on screen.
Okay.
So once they print it, they'll go cast it, and it takes about 5 seconds for that ballot to get scanned through the optical scanner and drop into the container, more or less the ballot drop box, right? So once that happens, then the voter leaves, they get their I voted sticker, and they move on. However, what's different is, let's say we're at UNR and we have 20 old school, if you will, primes is what we call them. So it's still the same tablet, but with the voter verified paper trail audit. We have a USB in the old school system, a primary and a backup, and that's where the digital ballot lives, okay? So if we had 20 devices in UNR, we've got 40 USB sticks that we have to bring back into intake, check in, and then upload all those results off both, because if the primary stick happened to fail for some reason, the backup stick, we upload all the backup sticks too.
Okay.
We have 40 of those. So it takes a long time to do all those uploads. Whereas now when the voter takes their tangible ballot and puts it through we call it an ICP2, but it's a vote center scanner, right? There are 2 SD cards, sorry. There's a lot of acronyms. SD cards that are put into these devices, and that's now where your digital ballot lives. So instead of 40 with the primary and the backup in the UNR example, now you just have 2 that you're uploading. So yes, results should come much faster.
Okay. So you brought up something that I think we wanted to touch on, and that was the actual USB drives connected to the voting machines versus the voting machines being connected to the internet.
Oh.
Could you just dispel that rumor?
Yes. Thank you for that opportunity. There are 2 different systems, primary systems that the registrar voter uses. One is a voter registration system, which is connected more to the Washoe County network. And then there is the voting system, which is segregated, air-gapped, on an island of its own, not, and I repeat, not connected to the internet whatsoever. So how do you say, well, then how does election results get publicized and get out to the public? So there is a USB drive, or we take it and we clean it, we make sure there's nothing on it, we upload it into the voting system, we pull down our results, we then take that out of our voting air-gapped system, not connected to the internet, take that USB, swivel chair over to a Washoe County connected computer, plug that in, and upload the results. And that's how the public, the campaigns, news outlets get the results on election night and throughout the election process.
Okay, so there really is no way to hack into the system and manipulate votes.
There's not.
Okay, good. Well, one myth fixed today. I'm on a good roll now. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back after this.
It's the most wonderful time to win during the $125,000 Holiday Cash Frenzy at Tamarack Casino. Every Saturday, unwrap thousands in cash and free play. Don't miss the grand finale December 27th. We're gifting $20,000 in cash guaranteed. 'Tis the season for good times at Tamarack Casino.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers with Andrew McDonald, the Washoe County Registrar of Voters. I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad. Okay, so the County Commission voted 4-1 to join the state contract with California-based vendor Pro Vote Solutions to print all ballots for the election. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so our existing vendor, Runbeck, who's based out of Phoenix, Arizona, prints all of our ballots today. When I say prints ballots, it's the envelope, the ballot, the secrecy sleeve, the I voted sticker. That actually gets printed in Phoenix, much to many of our local folks that show up at the commissioner meeting thinking that all of our ballots were printed in Nevada and locally. That could be further from the truth and further distance than the new vendor, which is in, I believe, Porterville, California. More of a regional player. I think it's about a 5-hour different drive. So it's actually, ballots could be delivered much faster than driving from Phoenix. Not to say that Runbeck has not been an amazing partner. They are a really good shop. The reason that we decided to go with the state vendor is truly because of cost. So there is in NRS statutes that if the county joins that state ballot printer, that those costs would be paid by the state.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So in reality, we spend about $250,000 to $300,000 to print mail ballots per election. So if the state picks up that cost, those costs could then be diverted to, let's say, a new warehouse or more voting equipment or whatnot.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's the best use of taxpayer money to join the state ballot printer.
Well, very cool. Well, you mentioned a warehouse. Let's talk about that. So I understand you guys are looking at potentially moving the office, but also moving for more space. So what's up with that?
Well, when I got here, Randy, the space was very small. I walked into a very small rectangular space that we couldn't dual process, meaning we couldn't process mail ballots, scan ballots, adjudicate ballots, extract ballots, etc.
So we really haven't changed our voting process since the legislature's mandated mail-in ballots. So there hasn't really been an opportunity to adapt to that new regime here.
Correct, and only equipment's gotten bigger, not smaller. Technology, usually things get smaller, but in regards to a large mail ballot process sorter, it took up more room than our old one. We bought 4 ballot extractors that actually cuts and extracts the ballot. It sucks it open and you can pull it out. All this equipment takes space, and we don't have it. The real estate where we're at is prime. And so that means operations slow down, and we can't dual process. We can't really run a full 24-hour shift if we wanted to, and I know the Secretary of State wants to do that to get results out faster, and so do I. So by moving operations to a larger warehouse, some office space and warehouse space, we can actually achieve those results that we're looking for. Faster processing of mail ballots, faster results, blowing out, scaling out, extending out staff if we need to. I mentioned 4 ballot extractors, but if we need to put 20, 30 people on the floor to actually start extracting manually, because that typically is the bottleneck of pulling ballots out and getting them counted and getting them into the count, we could do that in the warehouse. A
lot of states have mail-in ballots. Have you talked to other registrar voters around the country on how they're doing this? I mean, I imagine you guys have an association where you kind of share best secrets or best practices.
In regards to the warehouse?
Ballot processing. I mean, let's chat about it. I mean, how do you speed up that ballot processing process?
Well, one of the things that we are trying to implement is automatic signature verification, which would speed up the process to get ballots in, extracted, and counted. And you say, well, how does that happen, right? So through automatic signature verification, the software in the mail ballot sorter we would assign a confidence level to the system, the software. And let's just say it's 70, and it's not 70%. So let's make sure that the score of 70, let's say that there's a 70 threshold where the software believes that reference signature on the ballot and the signature on the ballot and the reference signature in the system are a match.
Okay.
And so that would pass through, which means that could pretty much be extracted and counted right away. Meaning eyes on glass, as I call it, or human eyes, wouldn't have to verify that signature. So we believe that's going to speed up the process. And we're not saying all of them are going to pass through. They all have to go through the software. But I would be signing a very strict confidence level. I have the city clerks coming in to help me out there. So I'm not making a decision based on my own merit, but the city of Reno, the city of Sparks, those city clerks are coming in, they're learning the software, and they're also coming in to ensure that level, that threshold is set. And then I would make that final decision to assign it. It gets very technical, very fast. But what that means is we believe more ballots would be able to be passed through, verified, their signature, through a electronic system, if you will. and we'd be able to extract and count those faster.
Okay, and I have another question about the Supreme Court, but we're going to do that when we come right back.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, talking with Andrew McDonald, the Washoe County Registrar of Voters. So we're talking a little bit about the ballot process. The Supreme Court is currently reviewing a case about mail-in ballots and accepting mail-in ballots after Election Day. And that's been quite a controversy. Our state law says what?
Well, that we can count ballots for several days after Election Day.
Yeah, which sort of seems wrong, but I won't go there at this point. So
you follow the legislature.
Exactly, you have no choice.
That's
yeah.
Right.
Okay. But the Supreme Court's reviewing a case that could impact that, or will it? I mean, I'm not sure if it's a circuit court ruling or what.
Well, whatever the Supreme Court decides, and if it affects us, then we will implement those decisions. So if for some reason they said you must stop counting ballots on election night, then that's what we will do.
Okay.
If they say continue for 4 or 5 days after, and that's legal, then that's what we'll do too.
Okay.
My hands are tied in these, and I just follow the law in that regard. So
yeah. Oh, I can understand. All right. So you talked a little about moving into a warehouse, and I know there's been some concern of observers coming in and being able to watch what you're doing. Will this new warehouse help address that issue a little bit better?
That is my goal.
Okay.
So for those who know me, I try as hard as I can to be as transparent as possible. And this new warehouse has my vision in it. If I had unlimited funds, I'd even do more transparency. But my goal is to have a gallery where folks can actually walk down the hall and see into every, we'll call it chamber or room for the chain of custody of a ballot, and see in and see what we're doing and how we're processing every angle, if possible, through that linear line. Now, I'm trying to do an L so they can actually see a different angle too. And we may be doing chain link, which means you should be able to see almost through the entire operation. More people, more observers. I kind of want to see what the fire marshal says. If the fire marshal says 45 people are allowed in there, then that's what I'm going to allow in. If the fire marshal says 5, then 5. But no, I mean, the space should be more than what we got now, which is 8 people to be able to observe at any one time, and kind of that glass fishbowl if you've been down there. My goal is to bump up those numbers, hopefully double, if not triple or more than that.
And do you see moving the voter registrar's office out of the 9th Street complex eventually?
Yeah, so it's just a timing issue. Unfortunately, we'll be going to the board on December 16th. That's the date right now, where likely myself and community services department will be presenting a lease to the board to accept or not. It happens to be on Longley. That's the location that we're looking for, kind of more a little bit South Reno. But that space would have quite a bit of, I guess you could say, space for us to scale our operation. And that is the goal. We don't want to be last. But what I tell people is, I don't care if I'm last, if I'm accurate and it has integrity and people have confidence in our process. Accuracy is everything to me.
Well, and how is the public responding? I mean, you're reaching out to a lot of groups. I know you've made yourself available. Do you feel like the public's kind of getting that you're not the bad guy here?
I think the majority of folks believe that our office has integrity. We know what we're doing. We have confidence in ourselves, and the public has confidence. It's in every county, you're going to have the 0.001 whatever percent. Sometimes I call them 1%ers that just won't believe you no matter what you do, no matter how much time you spend with them. They're against you if you change direction that they wanted last year, and now you're doing what they want to do. They'll say, well, now you're but this and that. So I can't please everybody, but my goal is to be as transparent as possible. People come down, ask questions through the process, having the open space so they can walk through and see things. Again, if I had all the money, and I'm trying to get there, I'm trying to get to a world class, if you will, but having a TV screen that's on a closed loop where they could read and see what that operation or that step in the ballot processing, the life of a ballot, would actually do, that will cut down on questions that we're constantly answering from the public too. Okay. So, more transparency into the process.
Well, good. Well, we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow. So after this, we'll be right back after this.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Thank you for watching or listening. You can catch us anytime at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Thanks again.